Hello, hello.
Is it not? Wait, turn off it.
Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello. Yeah, I'll do that. True.
Wait, turn off
Okay, I
it.
just realized there people cannot comment, so I need to figure out how to do that. How do I allow comments? Let me search on Google. Live stream settings. Allow embedded live chat. Enable. Why? Let's be social oriented. Ah, I get it. The video is made for kids. That's why cannot. Okay, edit settings, details. No, it's not made for kids. Save. Save. Options again. Yes, now we have a chat. Let me see, let me see. Got it. Okay, can you guys use the chat now? Can know. Hello. Got it. Okay, can you guys use the chat now? Oh, Kim can. Wow. Yeah, maybe you need to refresh if you cannot use the chat. Hi people. My god, it's so hot here. Hi Lam. Hi MC now. Wow, there's 78 people watching. Guys, type your name and LC in the chat. Who are you? Present yourself. sorry we couldn't make on Hangouts because on our meet because we had like around 230 signups. Of course, I know that maybe not everyone's gonna show up, but I don't know. Just in case, the limit for Google Meet is 250. So just in case, for no one to be left out, we decided to make it like this. But also, I think this is a very special workshop because it's about Excel, and I was searching for some features. How can I make things easier to understand? And then I realized, as you can see, there is a small keyboard there. I'm pretty much making a live stream. Oh my God, Daisy's here! Hi Daisy, she's my EST guys. Say hi to my EST. But yeah, then this way I believe you can see what I do with my keyboard and also what kind of clicks do I do. Not 100% sure. But anyways, even if it doesn't work, it's not the worst thing in the world. So yeah. I'll just wait like 2 more minutes and then we can start. This is being recorded, hopefully. And yeah, I did some testing. It should be recording, but so people can watch later as well. So if you have like team members or team leaders who should be here and are not yet, you can send them the link. Maybe not. Actually, I think not all of them have received because I sent by email. And when I sent the email, I received a lot of like, this email doesn't exist, this email doesn't exist, this email doesn't exist. So yeah, it can happen. Don't worry, we're gonna have the proper space for check-in. I guess it's gonna be fun. Uh, Anyways, okay. I don't know if the keyboard is gonna work. If it doesn't work, it's okay. That it's just that pretty thing on the left. Wow. Okay, guys. I think we should start. Let me actually like Kim, you're listening. So if there is any problem, like I don't know, just call me or something. Because while I'm presenting, I actually cannot see the chat. And I'm gonna set some expectations of how is that interaction gonna work. But don't worry, we're gonna have a lot of interaction. And okay, I guess we can start. Uh, I'm gonna send. Actually, no. I'm gonna show here. How can I do that? I need a notepad. Notepad. So, in case you didn't receive the email, one thing I suggested on the email was that you are in a computer right now. So it's very important that you are in a computer right now because we're gonna be using the spreadsheet. It's gonna be cooler. And actually, if you try to see it from the phone, like, and since we're gonna be looking at formulas, and since we're gonna be looking at small stuff, maybe from the phone you will not be able to read it. Uh, Excel. Oh my God. Okay. So this is the first link, and actually the main link that you need to know. How do I make this bigger? Cannot. Ah, great. I opened something I don't know how to use. Okay, don't worry about it. Oh, I can zoom. Oh, oh. Okay, so everybody can join this link. Bit.ly, Excel. Oh my God, everything, everything in small letters. I think this is the link. Let me check. Oh, check. No. Yeah, this is the link. So, oh, where's the link again? Yeah, here. Join, join, join. I want to see all your beautiful, pretty faces here. Basically, how is it going to work? Um, you can, I sent you the spreadsheet just so that you can have access to. I'm gonna explain which tab, and basically we're gonna go through each tab during the presentation. The presentation is gonna take around 1 hour, hopefully, maybe less. And we're gonna have a bigger space also for answering all of the questions. Um, but yeah, maybe like we had some technical issues at the beginning. Maybe, oh, I forgot to share. For sure, that's why there's no one here. Okay, everyone, share. Good. Shared now. Try again. Let me type. Shared now. Try again. This link. Perfect. Yes, now people can enter. Okay, that's fine. Uh, so yeah, so we're gonna be using the spreadsheet overall, but still, I would so just enter in the spreadsheet right now. But what I really wanted you to do is to stay looking at this the live stream. So I will tell you exactly when you need to go there. And for example, if you get lost in some previous explanation, um, you can, oh, be careful because I gave editing rights to everyone, so be very careful, but it's okay. Let me do something. Make a copy. Where is it? Make a copy. Yeah, fast. Make a copy. Yes, copy. Okay. Okay, if some accident happen, I have a backup. Good, good, good. So yeah, as I was explaining, I prefer it's better if you just look at the live stream. So focus on looking at the live stream. I will tell you when do you need to. Oh my God, people start answering. I will. I will tell you when you need to open the spreadsheet. And yes, that's the first thing. Let's make a check-in. People already started doing it. So you can click on the link here, and you can do your check-in. There are some things here not right. Interesting. Wow, this is moving. Oh my God, so many people, so many squares of people here. Okay, so yeah, welcome to our Excel masterclass. This is our check-in. You can fill in the form. I didn't send the link anywhere because you can just click here. I already gave you access to the tool. And something that you can also look is that if you look on the tabs down here, there will always be this tab I'm lost, which has all the links that I'm gonna use here today. Actually, there's one link that I'm missing, which is the feedback form, but I will add here as soon as we get to the feedbacks. So whenever you're lost, you can go here, I'm lost. For example, the checking form link is here, so you can click here. So right now we're in the checking. That was it was supposed to something to be happening here. Let me see. So I decided to not make a PPT because, well, because this is a, oh, I get it. That's the problem. Okay. So fix. So yeah, I decided to not make a PPT because simply because I I don't think it's necessary like to make a PPT when you're presenting about Excel, right? Like it's better to use Excel, and I think some of the things here in this tool you're gonna see it's very automatic, and I really wanted to teach you guys how to do this kind of things. The checking, for example, is one of the things. As you can see, this is updating like live. I just sometimes I need to fix one or other things in the formulas because that's the Excel life, right? Oh, someone already broke the formula. Beautiful. Guys, be careful when you click. Okay, let me fix the formula. See, the cat's formula is wrong. That's why it's so weird. I can't believe there was only 10 cat people. Okay, cat, cat, perfect. Is it the same? Why is it the same? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's different. So as you can see, this check-in tab is everything is happening at the same time. Um, Basically, what I did, I just connected the checking form answers to these things, to the graph. Here, as you can see, is also a formula. These formulas here are not working so well, so I can just fix it in the end. Uh, so we have 96 people answered the checking form. Let me see how many people live. There's 132. So if you arrived now, so let me share the link again. bit.ly/excel. Oh my God. Oh, I'm gonna do something. So here, merge, copy, paste, centralize, make it bigger. Now it's bigger. Oh wait, that's not make centralized. So let's just make it very big. Yep. So if you just came now and you are watching the live stream and you have no idea what's happening, basically we're in the spreadsheet. I'm just starting. Oh my God! Someone changed the formula again. Okay. uh, oh, there's only 81 people here, so that means a lot of people in the live stream is not on the link right now. So guys, if you're watching this, just come here, Bitly, Excel. Oh my God. Um, I don't think I need to remove the editing rights because I think it's cool that you guys can see what happens and yeah. I'll just leave it like that. If there are too many problems, I can see it. But yeah, the checking, as I was saying, like everything is automatic here. So basically, the checking question was what choose one animal. Apparently, Team Dogs is winning, which is very surprising because cats have a love relationship, and I'm so happy that Team Bunnies is also very high because I am a Team Bunny. And wow, guys, there's only 6 horses. So let me tell you something. Do you know all your motorbikes? The motorbikes couldn't exist without a horse because I guess people only had the idea to create a motorbike when they were riding a horse and then they realized, wow, I can make something mechanical that do the same as a horse. So yeah, there should be more team horses. If you have a motorbike, you should vote for team horse. Guys, there's only 91 people in the tool. I'm gonna spam in the chat. Tool. Yeah, because I see here there's 139 people watching, but it's fine. Yeah, maybe these people are just watching. They didn't decide, did not enter the tool, but it's okay because we had a lot of check-in. Let me fix the formulas again because Excel sometimes is beautiful and he has some tips and tricks. Yep, I can hide this now. So yeah, welcome everyone. Check in. Ah, there's something wrong. Okay, never mind. There was some mistakes with this formula, but never mind. But we have 113 people checked in. The official winner is Team Dogs. So that's beautiful, amazing. Oh, there's someone fixing the formulas for me. Wow, thank you. Yes. So we have 93 people who actually signed up and is actually here. We have 20 people who are possibly lost because either they didn't remember which email they signed up or they didn't sign up at all. So in case you didn't sign up at all, just go there here aibhub.org.org/masterclass. So just you beautiful people come here. If you're here and you didn't sign up, just sign up because the sign up is important for me to send you the follow up emails. Okay, and also for you to follow the next things that are gonna come, and also for us to know who is here. So yeah, these 20 people, in case you're not signed up, just sign up. But if you already signed up, don't need to do it again. Don't worry. Oh my God, Team Dogs is still winning, but it's okay. Okay, that's it for check-in. We need to start. So right now, if you are still in the tool, I'm gonna ask you to go back to the live stream so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. Okay. But we're gonna start with a fast introduction in case you don't know me. My name is Arthur RT. My nickname in Brazil was Up, so you can call me any of these things. MCVP. MCVP, for those who doesn't know, it's a members committee vice president, or basically simpler, like I'm from the national team, and I'm MCVP OD, so I'm responsible for organizational development. No, we don't. We not just do tools, okay? So we do a lot of things. Just this morning, I had calls with 4 LCPs that is probably leading you guys, and I'll have more tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. And yes, I'm part of the MC now. This is my team. This is my beautiful team. Um, Guys, if somebody comes and asks like, "What's the spreadsheet?" You guys can send the link there.
Can we hide the mouse and the keyboard? Because it doesn't show the whole spreadsheet.
Hmm.
If you can do something.
Oh, thank you, Bobo. Yes, we can do something about it. Where is it? I can make it very small. this? Is it small? Okay. Okay, Google gave me the feedback. It was a bit too big. Gonna just keep it like this. I hope it changed on your screen. Oh, my phone is alive. So yes, as I was saying, I'm part of MC now, this beautiful team. The next part, as you can see, this is my beautiful PPT. Ooh. Wow. Okay, yeah, loaded. Good. So this is me. I'm Team Bunny. I'm 25 years old. I'm an international relations student. That's me in France. I spent one day in France in a transit flight. It's not like I traveled around France. It was way before the coronavirus, so don't worry. uh, I have one sister. I have four dogs. I have a dream to become an entrepreneur. That's one of the reasons why I'm still in Isaac. Why I really like this organization. Can do one thing. Let's zoom out. Perfect. Yes, and actually, like something about me. Since I was a kid, I was always the type of kid that I was asking like why for everything, and I really wanted to understand why things works like this, why things work like that, and something that it's actually something that I do until today. For example, whenever somebody tells me a new word, or even in Isaac, like whenever someone says, let's do a monthly review, the first thought that's going to come to my mind is like, monthly review. Which month are we reviewing? And what are we reviewing? What is review? What is the outcome of a review? What is the definition of a review? So I'm really gonna break down all of the words and sometimes even the letters until I try to understand. And I believe this is a little bit about critical thinking, which is something very important for Excel. And that's why I wanted to bring this quality of myself. Uh, so critical thinking is very important when you are looking at Excel because, to be honest, Excel is a small part of like programming. Like if you understand a little bit about computers, you know that computers they have their own language. And Excel, what Excel does, Excel's use one of these languages. Of course, it's much easier than any other programming language because it's something that anyone can use it, and you don't really need, for example, a degree to understand. But at the same time is still something a bit complex. And the critical thinking comes to sometimes understand what is there. So as you can see, this entire sheet here, these are formulas. And if you look here, up here, you can see what is the formula. So probably when you look this for the first time, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? And that's exactly when the critical thinking comes. Like you look at this thing and you try to understand, okay, what is in B4 and what is RTMCVPOD? Okay, so B4 is here. Like there's the B, there is the 4. So this is me. Wow, that's what's saying. So that means that when it says this is me, it's gonna show a specific thing. So yeah, that's an example of how to be critical thinking. We're not breaking down formulas right now because we're gonna talk about it later anyways. And yes, one final thing I want to say about myself, I went to the final part, is that I'm not an expert in Excel, definitely. I think I learned Excel by myself. I learned Excel like based on demand and like based on Isaac, based on other things I was doing with my life, and I really wanted to like I don't know try Excel, and then one way or the other I started learning. But I to be honest, even like watching things on YouTube or making like video classes or something like that, I never actually even done that. But of course, whenever you're learning by yourself, you use Google a lot. But still, I consider that my Excel knowledge is like intermediate. Specifically about this Excel workshop, probably if there's someone here that knows more Excel than me, like please don't be mad at me if I'm saying something wrong or whatever. And also feel free to share a bit of your thoughts. If not now, we're gonna book a consultancy space later, where for sure it's gonna be on Meet, and then everybody can talk. Oh, there's some people exploring. Yes, someone already figured out. So whenever I change here, it changes down. See? That's beautiful. That's the Excel magic. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm not an Excel expert, and that's the thing. Someone keeps changing. Stop changing. Okay. So I'm gonna show you how you don't need to be an Excel expert to look like a cool kid. That's basically the conclusion. So if I'm not advanced, I'm like intermediate. I want to show you some of the things, some of my learnings, and I'm gonna show you a very practical guide, very focused in Isaac. Okay. Let me just check the live stream. Everything is fine. Okay, it's fine. You can see my camera. You can see my mouse and keyboard. Yes, exactly. Some people are exploring here, they're changing by themselves. But yeah, now I'm gonna go to the next. So I hope if you're still in the tour, please go to the live stream because then you can follow what I'm doing. So basically, this workshop it's actually gonna be divided into three parts because it's a bit difficult to talk about Excel and to break down a lot of things in Excel for people, normal people like me, normal people like you, that we don't have any. Some of us don't have any like engineering background, or is it's new in terms of like understanding how to do a formula or things like that, and also about the mindset. Um, today, oh yeah, another expectation is that I see that there is like all kinds of profiles signed up. I see there's like MCs, there is LCPs, there is VPs, members, TLs. So don't worry about having such different profiles because the focus of this workshop is gonna be on teaching specific skills. Uh, I'm gonna try to use some Isaac examples, but mostly I'm gonna be focusing on the skill of managing Photoshop. Yeah, this I forgot to hide it, but this was what was supposed to happen. Yes. So yeah, as I was saying, it's basic, advanced. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, guys, I'm gonna stop the sharing because you're jumping in front of me. Okay, but I will allow sharing later. Okay, you can comment. You can create a lot of comments. Wow, people are going mad with this. I'm so sorry, but I need to focus here, and I'm getting very distracted with the changes. Okay, so the basics, which is today. So we're gonna go a little bit focusing on like the mindset of Excel, on the mindset of Excel. We're gonna understand what is this thing DQ and blah blah blah. We're gonna understand some fundamentals and some basic concepts that you need to understand about rows and columns, about locking and dragging, about brackets and commas, and the basic formulas. And I'm gonna give you some homework because yeah, if probably I will be booking another space this week. So definitely after the space there will be a follow-up email where you will be able to say some kind of time preference. Probably it's gonna be at the same time because that's the time that most of you are available. And even in case you cannot join the next one, don't worry because it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be recorded. So yeah. Uh, because yes, then the advanced, we're gonna focus more on like managing big sets of data, understanding more deeper like data analysis, understanding what formulas we use in Isaac. Here we're also gonna talk about some Isaac formulas, but here is gonna be the complex ones, the difficult ones, which you will see that is not so difficult. But still like it takes some time and practice. We're gonna also learn how to combine different formulas and make a super huge formula altogether that actually works. We're gonna understand how to go from one sheet to the other, from one spreadsheet to the other. When I say to go, I mean for data to go from here to there and there and there, and then become something and then change the color. So this is the kind of thing when I mean like between sheets and spreadsheets. And yes, and we're gonna get some advanced formulas. Again, definitely these are not advanced formulas; these are like intermediate formulas. But the thing is, I'm an intermediate person, so I cannot say that there are so many formulas I don't know, and you will see how there are so many things I do in Excel, which is like kind of random, but I just get some things together and I make it happen somehow. But definitely, it's not the best way. But I'm gonna show you how you can do that as well, because you're gonna look like the cookie. And then in the final one, which most likely is gonna be the next week, that part is gonna be more focused on formatting because that was a big expectation from people. Like they wanted to know how to make pretty spreadsheets. Everybody, a lot of people wrote down that they want to learn pretty spreadsheets, beautiful spreadsheets. So yeah, I'm gonna talk a little bit about that, but not just that. So I'm also gonna connect a lot of the previous things I mentioned. So this is not like, if you really want to take the full masterclass, I recommend you to come in all of them. Or if you cannot come because of schedule, like for you to watch later, because all these things you'll see how they are connected, and you see how you kind of need all this information to make a pretty spreadsheet. Cool. Um, First, and before we even start talking about like specifically Excel, I really want to talk about this. For sure, the LCPs already know. Like every opportunity that I have, every call I have with LCPs, and I see that this topic is coming, I always talk to them about this pyramid. So DQ, I don't know, you don't need to read that, but this is the data pyramid. So the D means data, the I means information, the K means knowledge, and the W means wisdom. So basically, what is this is a theory that shows like how you take some like basic data and you make it to become to something else, to something like a wisdom, a learning, an action, a strategy. So that's something, that's a very basic concept, but a lot of people, they always forget to look at this perspective. And usually what happens is that uh, they just take data and they try to take decisions with data. And I know everybody here have been through that. Oh, we need more data. Oh, we need more data. We need more data. But you don't actually need more data. You need more information. You need more knowledge. You need more wisdom. Because data is just data. So basically, data is just a raw set of usually numbers, can be text as well. So it's just like numbers, text, words somewhere. One Isaac example for is exchange numbers. So when you look there, okay, what are my exchange numbers? That's data for sure. What is the relevance for Excel? Okay, I'm gonna talk to this part later. So let's first explain the concept. Uh, Information. So then, okay, so if just the random numbers and random text is data, so what is information? So information is when you take the data and you create some kind of understanding about that data. So for example, conversion rates. So how do you do the conversion rates? Like, I don't know, if you want to know approved and realized. So you have your data about approved and realized, but then you have to divide the realizations divided by the approvals. And then you can get the conversion rates. So as you can see, like you're already like doing something with the data, and that's the moment to take some information. Suddenly you got to understand, okay, the conversion rate. This is the conversion rate. Knowledge. Knowledge and wisdom, these are things that they really depend on the humans. So data and information is something you can make with formulas, but the difference between information and knowledge, for example, is what is your evaluation over that information. So for example, if you're looking at the conversion rates, you want to know if they're high or if they're low, and only a human can decide that, right? Because it really depends. It depends on so many things, and it's people sitting together discussing and understanding, looking at that information, and coming up with something. Okay, maybe this conversion rate is bad, or maybe this conversion rate is good. Yeah, that's a human decision making, and that's that the humans create knowledge, right? So then suddenly, okay, I know that my conversion rate is bad. What is the wisdom then? So the wisdom is the actions you take based on that knowledge. So, okay, so you looked at data, you created information, you discussed and you came up with some knowledge. The wisdom is basically like, what are you going to do about it? So what is the strategy that you're going to do? Um, and what is like, uh, yeah, how are you going to follow up if this information is improving, if this data is improving or not? How are you going to see?
Can you zoom? 120%.
Can. Beautiful. Yeah, this is the first time we're using YouTube Live, so that's why some technical issues, but it's gonna be fine. I hope you guys can hear me well. So hopefully, so yes, that's the wisdom. Like when you create some strategy out of that knowledge. Like, okay, oh my God, I need to fix my conversion rate. So what if we do a working time with the members and a call day to call all the APs, and then I don't know, just convert more. Um, so yeah, I showed you the Isaac examples, but the reason why I'm explaining this here is because it's important that you understand what is the relevance of this whenever you're creating an Excel tool. So let's go back again to data. So I'm going to show you an example of data. That's from the VX tracker. This is data, for example. As you can see, this is not pretty. This is just numbers. And a lot of people sometimes they open this kind of thing and they want to take decisions after they see this. But calm down, calm down. Let's look at these numbers and let's understand what do they mean, right? So yeah, that's data, like just numbers. Then, for example, what is information? This is information. So I guess you all know, kind of know the VX tracker. Yeah, this is the moment I combined all the conversion rates. So as you can see here in the formula, it's taking the data from the same tab that I was in this S1 port, and it's taking the data from there, S1 port. So it's just dividing one by the other. And that's the information. If this is good, if this is bad, I don't know. That's up for you to decide. Um, and why is these things relevant? Because when it comes to data, you don't need to show that. So now you can see because I show you, but usually this tab is hidden. So I will just come here and I will hide the tab because no one needs to see that. People need to see the information. So whenever you're building a spreadsheet, that's something you have to consider. Where is going to be my data and where is going to be my information? Because my biggest recommendation is that you make it in different tabs because that makes it easier. You can make in the same tab and maybe I don't know if you want to hide the columns or if you want to hide the lines, but that's a bit more difficult. But it can be done. There are some tools that I do like that. And yes, and then the information, it has to be like very visible, has to be clear, and sometimes there can be some formulas there to create the information. And that's why we're gonna learn also about some basic formulas today. What about the knowledge? So knowledge, for example, is this. So as I told you, there was nothing telling me if my conversion rates were good or bad, right? But for example, a ranking tab that creates kind of like, okay, is my LC good? Is my LC bad? Is my LC yeah? Is it the middle? Is it the bottom? Is it what? So this creates a human understanding of like, are we doing well or not? So the ranking is just an example, but it doesn't need to be a tab. Like it doesn't need to be in Excel. Sometimes the knowledge comes from the discussions that after you see the information. So not necessarily needs to be on Excel. But yeah, I think the rankings example make it very clear how like uh, how you should like evaluate, how you should create a way that you can evaluate, and that way is how you create the knowledge. And there's a wisdom. So I don't remember what's the example I put here. Let me see. Oh yeah. Okay. So what is important? What is the relevance of us understanding what is wisdom for Excel if we're trying to build Excel spreadsheets? So the relevance is that whenever you're doing a strategy that is based, that the strategy was created because you saw some data, you saw some information, you came up with some knowledge. You also want to follow up, right? You also want to check after you're implementing a new strategy. You also want to check if it's going good or not. Is it improving or not? So the Excel, what's important for you to take in consideration whenever you're making this kind of thing, that you make sure that the progress is visible. So for example here, on the VX tracker, we have a daily progress of approvals. So let's say the MC comes up with a strategy on 14th of February. Like we can clearly see and we can clearly measure what was the impact of that strategy. And that's again something that Excel can do and Excel can support you. But of course, this is just the mindset. So everyone can have this. You don't need Excel skills to use this. This is a mindset, and yeah, if you're doing Excel, it's good if you use this mindset as well. Because now I'm gonna go through the fundamentals. Oh, something happened here, but it's okay. Yeah, something happened here is not formatted. but it's good because then you can watch me formatting. Let me just make some quick things here. Let's make this big, bold, center. Let's make this big, more big. Okay, more big. Okay, that's big enough. Let's centralize. Let's make like this. Beautiful. So these are the fundamentals for Excel. Let me put some different colors so that no one gets confused. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, and this is just the guiding questions. Guiding questions here so that no one gets lost. Perfect. Oh, I'm gonna do something else here as well. I'm gonna lock. Wow. Okay. Uh, Explanation. So I have a few fundamentals for you, which is gonna help you understand what is the basic things for building and creating Excel tool. These are kind of like some summary of my experience with Excel. Uh, First things first. So don't need to focus and try to read here because I just wrote the only reason why I wrote down here is so that you guys can check later. But I'm actually gonna explain you. So yeah, first fundamental, plan your spreadsheet. It's very important that whenever you want to build something, before you start, you just try to understand what's going on and what do you want. And to be honest, you can even do that on paper. So like that's something I really like to do. Like I take some paper and then I start writing down what do I want, and then I write down tab 1, tab 2, tab 3. This is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen. This is the formulas I need. This is the information I want to display. This tab is gonna be hidden. So I make some notes like that, and yeah, I make a draft because that's very important for you to understand how to make sure that um, your spreadsheet is not gonna be like fucked up or something. Oh, some errors. Beautiful. Um, cool. So that's the first fundamental. Later you can check here. There is like a small checklist. For example, let me just finish fixing this. Okay. For example, have an objective for the tool. Like understand who is your target audience. Is it a spreadsheet for your members? Is it a spreadsheet for your EB? Is it a spreadsheet for what? Because that the spreadsheet needs to be understandable. Um, yeah, you can see the checklist later because if I keep reading each one of them, it's gonna be too much. Uh, the second fundamental, utilize the Excel potential. So this is something very, for example, this workshop that I'm doing here is not so ideal what I'm doing. So I'm trying to make a presentation with Excel, and as you can see, some problems happen. Some things are not formatted properly. Some people cannot see. Go ahead to come down to tell me, hey, can you zoom in or something. So these kind of things happens, and why it happens? Because Excel is not made for presentations. I'm just making it for fun, and I'm just making it so that you guys can get into the mood. But if you want to make a presentation, just make a PowerPoint, and then like, okay, so when should I use an Excel? So Excel, understanding the strengths and weaknesses of Excel. The good thing about Excel is that everything is in lines and columns. So Excel is basically a very precise map that you can know. Like I can know like the D5 is the explanation for the fundamental, number 2. So okay, let's find out what is the G4. G4, what is 4? G4 is the name of the fundamental. So it's very very clear and it's a very good map for data. So this is the kind of thing you're looking to do in Excel, not a presentation. So for example, if you need to do beautiful things, use a PowerPoint. Of course, you can make your spreadsheets beautiful, but it's never gonna look like a PowerPoint. Let's be honest. With PowerPoint, you can even make it full screen. I don't think we can make, even if we make the spreadsheet full screen, it cannot be 100% full screen. Like you can still see some stuff. Uh, if you need big texts, if you need a big deep understanding, also use PowerPoint. If you need GIFs, if you need so many images, use PowerPoint. But yeah, if you need data to become information, knowledge, and wisdom, use spreadsheets. if you need some kind of action reaction, like for example, I put something here, something happens there. Also, of course, you use spreadsheets, uh, tables, whatever kind of data tables that you need. You of course Excel is much better. But yeah, don't let's be honest. Like some things are just better in PowerPoint. So you can have this reflection. I've seen so many people like making an entire Excel that in the end they just come here and they they do like this. Wait, let me unfreeze to show an example. So they come here to the Excel, they select all of that, and then they merge. Yes, merge anyway. And then they come here and they say, hello, my name is this or that. This is what I like. Like you can use the text to do that. Don't worry, I can. Yeah, by the way, if you're at the Excel and you do some bullshit, you can press Ctrl Z like I just did, or you can just find these arrows here. So yeah, that's not something super cool about Excel. You can destroy everything you just done and then you can build again. I love it. So yes. Okay, next. We're not sure if we have time. Okay, good. War against merging cells. So did you see what I just done? So I just merged the cells. So this, I'm merging. I created one big cell. As you can see, this is just one cell. So go back. Yes. So to be honest, when we look back to the Excel like strengths, uh, one of the strengths, as I told, is the columns and the rows, and one column and one row generates one cell. So this is a cell, this thing here in the middle, like in the middle between E and between 5. But that fucks up so much whenever you're trying to create formulas. So sometimes, for example, I see people that let me go here to make an example. So like they want to write my dog is big, fluffy, and sleepy. And then, for example, what do they see? They see this. Wow, my text is like transpassing the cell. So the text is too big that it doesn't fit in one cell. So then what they do this. They merge. But that's not good. That's totally not good. Because on Excel, and I hope you can see my keyboard now. Because I'm not using my mouse, as you can see. I'm just using my keyboard. And for example, let's say I want to select this row. And then I'm selecting, and I'm selecting with shift, and then I'm going down. Whenever it comes to the merged row, it fucks up everything. I didn't want it to select not the row, the column. I didn't want it to select this, but because of the merged cell, it fucked up. And most of the times in Excel, we're traveling like this, like we're using the keyboard mostly, because that's easier. And yeah, that's so much more easy to navigate through Excel. So yeah, as much as possible, avoid merging cells. And if you need a bigger cell, like it was that case, let's go back to the case. So don't merge. If you need a bigger cell, just do this. What is it? Done. You didn't need to merge anything. Just make it long. Okay. I hope that's not too basic for you. But yeah, just don't use merging. The situations that you can use merging is, for example, this. If I have a title, and that's the last thing I do. So let's say everything down here was formulas and things that I already have done. But so then it's fine. I can merge here because it's not gonna affect me in the future, and of course it's gonna make it more pretty. So that's one of the reasons on how you can use it. But apart from that, I don't see any reason to merge cells. It makes everything so much complicated. So yeah, war against them. Now, just a series of very quick explanations, and don't worry, we're gonna jump to the fun part soon. Let me do this. Good. So I'm here. Sheet versus spreadsheet. So probably you're gonna listen to me saying this a lot of times, and in case you still don't know, a sheet is this. So this is this tab. So what we usually call tabs, that's a sheet. So if you see me, if you read any of these things and you see like there's something saying sheet, that's what it means. It's this sheet. But a spreadsheet is the entire thing. So this is a spreadsheet. This is the link for my spreadsheet. So I think this is just important because I will be explaining some things here, and just so that you don't get confused. because these two words are similar. Also, what's the difference Google Spreadsheets and versus Excel? So that's a beautiful question. Basically, the Google Spreadsheets is like just online thing, and the thing is with Google Spreadsheets is that you have less options. So to be honest, uh, Excel is limitless. Yeah, but I don't make it bold. Excel is limitless. You can do like literally everything in Excel, and it's so like it's a bit more difficult to learn, but it also solves all your problems because it has so many functions that yeah, we can talk about the functions later. But yeah, it's still Google Spreadsheet is good enough for everything that we need in Isaac. Like we can use all the functions that are in Google Spreadsheets. And also, yeah, the bad thing about Excel is that it's always offline, so that's not good. Values versus formulas. Okay, I'm here now. If you're lost. So basically, I'm gonna be saying this a lot, and that is the difference. So whenever I say value, the value I'm talking about the content which is showing. Let me zoom in a bit more. Yes, so that you can read very carefully. Let me hide this. So values is like the content which is showing in the cell. So I have a cell here. This is what I can see, right? This text or explanation. This is the value explanation. So whenever I say value, that's explanation. But let's say if I do this equal explanation. Ah, okay, this is a formula. So basically, the formulas they always start with the equal sign, as you can see here, equal sign, and they're never showing. So like the formula, this is the most simple formula you can ever create. It's just saying like show the word explanation. So as you can see, it's explanation. Like you cannot see the equal, you cannot see the little thingies there. That's because the formulas they're hidden, they don't show anything. That's gonna be important for later, so just understand and be clear with the difference. Uh, this is fun. So another fundamental, which is very good, be a procrastinator. So like procrastinating Excel, like procrastinating life is what? What is procrastinate? Procrastinate, you don't want to do something, you're lazy, it's too much, oh my god, why do I have to do this? And then you leave to the last minute, and then the last minute you deliver 5 minutes late, but it's fine. In the end, it's always fine. I don't know how many of you are procrastinators, so probably you can relate. But in Excel, that's actually a very good thing. Why? Because that's exactly the mindset we need to have. We need to make things simple, and we need to ask ourselves this kind of question here. Let me make it bold again. How can I make this task the most fast way? So if I have to do something, if I want something to happen, how can I do it in the most fast way, in the most effective way? Or even how can I create a formula that will do the job for me? So whenever, if you say this outside of Excel perspective, that's not such a good question, right? How can I find someone to do my job? But in Excel, that's an amazing question. Like, how can I create a formula that do my job? That's perfect. So basically, like some guiding question as well, some checklist is that yeah, analyzing data, it takes a lot of time. So basically, like why is it good to be a procrastinator? Because of that. Sometimes you're gonna have 1,000 lines, or sometimes you're gonna have like just like 100 different answers from a survey from someone, and you need to sit and analyze that, and it's gonna take time, and you need to edit, and you need to make 100 formulas to make it. So like you need to find a way to make the formulas fast, to make the analysis fast, because honestly, if you spend like days creating one spreadsheet, it would be just easy if you just print all the data that you have, and then you just read and take notes with a paper and a pen. That's probably gonna be faster. Of course, sometimes we really like to have fun with spreadsheets, so it just takes so much time. But ideally, the idea of the spreadsheet is to make and Excel in general is to make your life easier and faster. Create patterns. So pattern means when you're grouping similar things. together, and also when you're separating different things. So that's very important. Like I was saying, for example, whenever you have data and information, you want the raw data to be somewhere, and you want the information to be somewhere else. But anyway, let me see if there's something super important here, because I see we're running out of time, and this you can read later if you want to see more. So I think there was just one important thing. Copy and paste magic. Okay, this is the most important thing. So let me bold so that I don't know what happened. I had everything formatted, but yeah, sometimes this happens. Okay, so some beautiful magic about Excel is copying and pasting. Yeah, I'm here. Copying and pasting. So basically, like usually we just copy and paste stuff, Control C, Control V. If you are in a MacBook, it's Command C, Command V. But in Excel, we actually have 3 possibilities of copy and pasting. And honestly, that's one of the things you're gonna use the most. So you don't need to try to memorize it now, but just remember that these possibilities exist, because after some time you're gonna use it so much that you're gonna remember. So for example, if you want to copy only the values, you press Shift Control C. Oh, why did this happen? Shift Control C. Did I put it wrong? Shift Control C. Okay, there's something weird happening right now, but it's okay. I'm gonna see later if this is the correct one. But for example, if you want to copy only the formatting, you're gonna use Control Alt C. So all together, Control Alt C. And of course, if you want to just copy everything, you can just Control C. I'm gonna give you examples, but before I give you the examples, let me go to a more clean space. So that's our next topic. We're gonna talk about rows and columns, but let me just give you the examples about copying and pasting. So here, for example, I want to copy this approval, and I just press Control C, and then I'm pasting here, and it's pasting exactly like that. Like the formatting, the colors, and also the value, it's all the same. Let me go back. Let me just see something. Shift Control C. Okay, maybe it's not Shift Control C. Okay. I get it. What's happening? Okay, I'm so stupid. So here, Control V. So okay, that's the problem. So to paste and paste. So what's gonna happen? For copying, you can just Control C. Like, so everything for copying you can Control C. So I want to copy this, I copy it. I want to copy this, I copy it. I want to copy this, I copy it. So as you can see, this is a formula. So this is a division formula, D9 divided by C9. So I copy here, I paste here. You have everything the same. So the formula is the same, it's still dividing. The difference is that the same distance I moved from here to here, it also moved the formula. So look, here the formula is summing these two numbers. This formula is summing these two things. But that's because the distance between these two things is the same between the thing I pasted here. Anyway, I'm gonna explain this later. So yeah, so to copy, you just copy, and to paste, you just paste. But let's say I just want to paste 83%. I don't care about the formula. I already know what's the result. So I'm gonna copy this, Control C, and I'm gonna press Shift Control V. Yeah, this is 83%. So in case you don't know about math, every like percentage number is actually like 0 point something. So if it's like 90%, it's 0.9. If it's 1%, it's 0.01. So that's why I showed like that. But yeah, pretty much this is 83%. And as you can see, this is not a formula. This is the value. Because when I did the Shift Control V, I just copied the value. So that's good.
You know why that's good? Because I can keep the formatting. So for example here, beautiful, the color is still here. I pasted something different, but the color is still here. Amazing. But let's say I want to do the opposite. So look, here I have 0.83, but I want it to stay as a percentage. So I'm gonna copy again, but I'm gonna press Ctrl Alt V. Done. It has the same formatting as before. So as you can see, these two things, they show equally. They show the same because I copied and pasted both the value and the format. But because I didn't do it normally, just Ctrl C, Ctrl V, it didn't copy the formula. And that's very helpful because sometimes you don't want to copy all the formulas because that's gonna make everything so crazy. So yeah, that's just some tips and tricks. And yes, let me go to these rows and columns topics. Wow, okay, so now the explanations are starting to get a little bit complex. So in case you have noticed, there is some tab here called questions, and here on the I am lost thingy, there is a form for questions. So I know that my explanations sometimes they might be a little bit confusing, or they might, I don't know, maybe people understand in different ways, so maybe you simply don't understand what I'm talking about. So what you can do during the call, because we are on YouTube Live and we cannot unmute and talk to each other, I want you to come here to this form and type your question. So this is the most simple form you're gonna see in your entire life. But yeah, if I'm explaining something and you don't understand, you have no idea what I'm talking about, just come here and type your question, because in the end of the call, I'm gonna answer all of the questions. Cool? So now that we are starting to get a little bit more complex, maybe you will need that. So you can find the link here on the I am lost tab. In case you forget how to come to this spreadsheet, just come here, bit.ly, Excel, oh my god. Yeah. So, okay. So yeah, let me show you like what's important for you to know about rows and columns. Something that is very important that I was saying before, understanding the strengths of the Excel. It's something that is very, very important when you're creating your spreadsheets. Why? Because if you don't respect the lines and columns, and if you don't have a logic behind what do you want for lines and columns, sometimes your spreadsheet is going to look very ugly. So for example, here I have two tables. And I have approval numbers here, and then let's say here I want the LCPs to fill in some feedback. So some of them I'm gonna write blah 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 blah, and they are all gonna write blah 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 blah. This is suggestion blah 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 blah. So a lot of blah 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 blah. Okay, cool. It looks like a useful spreadsheet. You have feedback, you have the exchange numbers, but probably something you want to do. You want to change the size of this column, because you can see like this is a very big space for such a small number. So maybe this you want to do this because you don't need more space. For the first thing, it's perfect, right? But for the second thing, it's completely destroyed. So this is what I mean about respecting the strengths of the spreadsheet. So if you are going to put something on together in the same sheet, so this is a sheet. So if you're gonna put something in the same sheet, make sure there's a logic behind. And make sure, for example, you're standardizing the values so that this thing doesn't happen. Because this is exchange numbers. These are feedbacks. These are not same things, but they are in the same column. So that's the problem, you know, like you're trying to put two different things in the same place. And that's why it doesn't work. And yeah, another example is this. What we can do, we can just move this down. So yeah, imagine you have here a pretty table. Let's say you just created a spreadsheet. And let's say, yeah, let's open up this a bit more. Yeah, so you just created a spreadsheet. So you put a place for feedbacks, and then you put a place for the conversion rates. And you want your commission, or you want your team, your members to fill in the, like what went well in terms of the commission meetings. It looks beautiful after you create it, but after everybody fill in, that's what's gonna happen, you know? Like your table is gonna be all broken. And look how ugly is this. So like, again, you try to put in the same row something which is not the same. So what is a good example for that? Understanding, for if you really want everything on the same sheet, make sure to make it diagonally. Diagonally. Yeah. Yeah, let's add all our feedbacks here. We have a lot of feedbacks. So what do I mean when to say doing diagonally? So make sure that the rows and the columns, they have similar things. So here, for example, I'm just talking about numbers. So something I can do, I can select all the spreadsheet. If I want to select, yeah, select, you can see this is selecting a spreadsheet. That's very easy, and I think everybody knows. But for example, I want to select this, just this. I guess you can see the keyboard. So basically what I'm doing, I'm pressing Ctrl. So this way I can select this, I can select this. If I don't like it, I don't want this, I can this. Oh, how do I deselect this? Ah! Okay, I deselected just one cell. So I need to zoom in a bit more. Yeah, so this is some tips about selecting. Ah! Okay, never mind. Let's do it again. Let's not waste time. We're procrastinators. We have time to. We don't like to spend time. Okay, so you want, these are just numbers, and then you can do this. It's gonna look very pretty. Let's say I just want the percentages, so we can format here just the percentage number. Beautiful. Now it looks beautiful, and as you can see, it didn't affected my feedback table. And then my feedback table, I can also do the opposite. So I want more space. Yes, perfect. So each of the tables, they didn't affect each other because I respected the columns and I respected the rows. So that's something cool. That's something important. That's something that, oh my god, no. That's something, for example, I always do in the VX tracker. So I always put similar things in the same lines, in same columns. That's why, oh, not this one. Let's go to the live dashboard. Live dashboard is pretty. So like everything on the same line. Imagine for example, if I wanted to put the name of the LCs here in the middle. So I would have to, I don't know. I was going to break so much. Imagine if for some reason I wanted to do this. And then, you know, here's gonna look good, but look down here, everything is so fucked up. So yeah, keep it standard, keep some kind of standardized thing. And yes, that's something is important about columns and rows. Let me see if I forgot something. Yeah, some basic things. So whenever you select a group of rows or columns, you can always right click, and then you're gonna have a lot of options. You can resize, for example. So let's pretend we did a mistake. Oh my god, what happened? All of our rows are like super tiny, and then they're so tiny that you cannot click on them. Oh my god, what's happened? What's happened? What happened? What happened? So something you can do, you can just select everything here, right click, oh, okay, I did it wrong. So again, right click, resize rows, fit to data, or you can type here. It's saying that the default is 20. Yeah, 20. Or even better, like if you're lazy, you don't want to type a number, you can just say fit to data, and then it's gonna fit to the data that you have. So another thing, of course, you can hide. So let's say I want to hide the bad example because I don't want anyone to see it. So I can just hide. And then did I delete it? No, it's still here. And how you know? You know by this little arrow here, this black arrow. This means it's hidden. And when you click, it's unhidden. And then you have to hide again. Hide, unhide. Oh, I cannot click. So tiny. Okay, let's keep the example hidden. Okay, let's unhide. It's fine. Another example, there is a difference between hiding and grouping. So let's say I want to make a permanent thing, and I want to be able to show the bad example sometimes, but also hide most of the times. So I can do this. I can group the columns. What happens if you can see that something new showed up here, which is like there's a minus here, and whenever I click the minus, it hides. Whenever I can click the plus, it shows. So that's a more permanent solution whenever you want to hide something, but sometimes you still want to check. That's good, for example, if you have a meeting minute dashboard and then you want to hide the previous meetings, but you still want people to be able to find. So yeah, this is some tips and tricks. Okay, let's go to the second part. So again, we're still in rows and columns part, but the first, what should I talk about first? Okay, let's talk about formulas. So let me take a more simple example. Let's make 20, 20, 20. No, 20, 20, 10, and 2. Let's say this is like smiles. So smiles. So let's say we have a spreadsheet with approvals, realized, completes, and smiles. And then I want to create a formula here. I want to know how much is the approvals. So whenever you want to start a formula, you just put equal and then you put approvals. You can click here. You can either click or you can type. So in this case I clicked. So I clicked. I can select which cell. Let me zoom in more. No, you guys cannot see. So and I want plus realizations. Done. Enter. This is the result. So the value here is showing correctly, but as you can see, this is a formula. But again, let's remember about the Control C, Control V. I'm gonna copy this. I hope you could see in the keyboard. I just copy. Let's say if I just paste this, just Control V. That's weird. The number is different, and these things are different. Why? Why is it different? Because it's moving together. So here I send approved and realized, and it's in the column G, right? But then I copied the same formula in the column H. So it moved one column to the right. That means all the values inside here, they also moved. So now it's taking realizations and completes. Magic. Wow. But maybe that's not what I wanted, right? So what I wanted 40. I wanted to show 42 times. So I'm going to copy again. And I'm going to paste just the value. So Shift, Control, V. Done. I have 40. And there's no formula here. See, there's no formula. Here there's a formula. But yeah, so that's just another example. But that's cool for you to know, because sometimes you actually want. So let's say approved plus realize, realize plus complete, complete plus smiles. And then of course, if you're paying attention on the presentation, you'll know that, oh my god, so ugly, what can I do? Okay, let's first fix the formatting. So I'm gonna copy the formatting from here, and I'm gonna do Ctrl Alt V, copy, Ctrl Alt V, copy, Ctrl Alt V, copy. I was just using the arrows to move. So as you can see, like, it took me 3 seconds to adjust the formatting. Let's do it on the bottom as well. So Ctrl V, Ctrl V, Ctrl V, Ctrl V, and let me show you something even cooler. So here I'm just selecting, so I'm pressing Shift and the arrows. So okay, let's say I want to format this part. Command V, done. I put all the format for everything. So in case you didn't understand what I did, I copied this cell. I copied only this cell. And let's say I want all of these miles to be 10. So I can just Shift Control V. Done. So I copied just once, but since I selected everywhere I wanted the 10 to be, it just shows there. But yeah, let's continue with the formulas, and because here we're trying to see how to optimize columns and lines, and why it's important to keep them like very side by side and very standardized in terms of what kind of values are you adding to them. So let's say here I want approved this, so then I can just copy this formula. As you can see, I'm copying the formula. So just Control V, Control V. I'm not doing any special Control V, just Control V, because the Control V just gonna paste everything. And let's say, okay, I also want to realization was complete. I can just Control V again, because it adjusted automatically. Because since I moved one to the right, this also moved to the right. Can you see? Like here, it was not like this here. It was approved plus realized. Now it's realized plus complete. So, oops, Ctrl V, Ctrl V. Then let's do the same with smiles. Amazing. I have so many smiles that change the numbers so that people can understand. Yeah. So now you have a lot of formulas. The fact that you put them side by side, it helped you so much, right? Because you didn't need to type. Like imagine if you had to do this without copying and pasting. You will have to be like this. One plus the other. Done. Okay, now equal. One. Oh, no. Don't know what I did. Equal. One plus the other. Done. Now equal again. One plus the other. I took 10 seconds to do something. Look, I can do in half 0.001 second. So, but yeah, let's say if you were doing like this, if you had like feedback here, and then you write a lot of things, and then what did I do? So yeah, let's say you have the crazy idea to mix entirely all your spreadsheets. Then let's try to make the formulas again. Okay, equal approve plus realize plus complete, and then I'm gonna try to copy and paste, and it's gonna be a mistake because you put something where it shouldn't be, and it shouldn't be because you're mixing the lines. So the same lines you're using for feedbacks you're using for numbers, and that's the moment the spreadsheet breaks. Wow, too much out. Yeah, we have a beautiful spreadsheet. Let me delete this variable thing. Let's delete this state. Let's make sure to keep our example here, and let's make sure to put everything there because we want you to our tool to be pretty, right? And let's say this is the example. You have a very big like table, and then when you're analyzing and then you're looking at, and then you don't remember this is complete, this is realized. So just another very fast tips and tricks. You can either select the rows, and then you come here to view, freeze up to the current row, and then oops, I didn't do enough. Yeah. So that's it. You fixed it. So you froze it. I don't okay, let me just make this small. So did you see I just froze it now? Even if I go down or if I go up, the top still gonna remains because I froze that part. And you can do it by view, but you can also do it by this, as you could see. I can just drag this up, down, up. I can do the same with columns. So let's say you have a lot of data, a lot. You can see this is a lot. And then if you don't freeze the rows, if you don't freeze anything, suddenly you're gonna be in one part of the spreadsheet that you can, or the sheet that you cannot understand anything, right? You don't know what is what. So that's why it's important to freeze. But that's just if you have a lot of data. Okay, I'm gonna try to finish very fast because it took a lot. Yeah, but I think now it's gonna be fast because I'm gonna jump this dragging and locking because we can talk about it later. Because I have a challenge for you. So look at this picture and then come to this link. This is the challenge link. So you can find it either here on I am lost. I'm lost, or I'm gonna send also on the live stream chat. So I want you to do this challenge. How much? How much? So if I have cat plus cat plus cat, and that's equal 30, and I have cat plus bunny, and that equals 14, and if I have horse plus bunny, that equals 16, how much is bunny plus cat plus horse. Fill in the form with your answers. Some people already started, and clearly there's something wrong with the graph. So let me fix the graph. I want just a chart. No, I want this. Oh, I get it. What is wrong? That's supposed to be a B. 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 Let's make it like this. Easier. Aggregate. Cool. Wow. Okay, these are the answers. Wow, it's moving. So beautiful technology. So most of the people so far have answered 72. A lot of people think it's 19. There are some people who think it's 25, 25, 27, 18, 52. Oh my god. How much is it? Don't answer again. If you answer once, just answer once. Wow. The beauties about making a live stream about Excel. Everything is moving. I was going to ask for someone to share why do you think it's 72 or why do you think, but I don't think we have time. So I'm so sorry. But yeah, the reason why so many people are putting it wrong. Oh, okay, a lot of people is putting 72. Maybe you didn't notice, but this is cat plus cat plus cat, right? This is cat plus bunny plus bunny. This is horse plus bunny. But this is bunny plus cat multiplied by horse. That's a very like I remember the first time I saw this I felt so stupid because I think it was wrong. But don't worry, that's just I'm just trying to fool you. But yeah, cat means 10, the bunny means 2, and the horse means 7. How do I know? Of course, because 10 plus 10 plus 10 is 30. So if cat is 10, then 4, I have 2 bunnies, so 2 each. Then if bunny means 2, that means the rest is 14. 14 divided by 2 is also 7. But yeah, I didn't say what's the right answer yet, right? Did I? No, I didn't. So in case you're still looking at the spreadsheet or in case you're still looking at the form, come back to the live now because I have the answer for you. And I'm gonna show you how to use commas and brackets. So in case you don't know what is a comma, what is a bracket, so these are brackets, these are commas. Don't worry, I'm gonna make it very big. 36, yes, beautiful. So these are brackets. So this is the first important thing to understand about formulas, right? So at the beginning, I explained you like how it's missing something. Okay. There's something. Okay, how the 10, this 10, 10, 10, this is actually the, okay, I can hide this now. Too many tabs, So this is the cat. So 10 is the cat. 10 is cat. Or actually, cat is 10. Bunny is 2. Horse is 7. Oh, 7. Yeah, so basically I want to know the results. So let's start learning some of our first formulas. So I want to make a formula to figure out this. So I'm gonna select the first cat plus again, and yeah, this started. That's true. That's correct. That's exactly what the image was telling me. And I just make sums. Then I will do the same thing. So I'm not gonna waste time. I'm just gonna copy and paste, copy and paste. But as I told before, that was not summing. That was multiplying. So this 7 is actually multiplying. So what should I do? So let's make the formula. The first one plus second one times, the times is this little star, this one. And the answer is 72. But how do we explain this mathematically? It's very simple. Every time that there is a multiplication thing, you have to put brackets on, right? So if you're making this on paper, how to make people understand this on paper, you put the brackets. As you can see, the result is still the same. In the case here, it didn't change anything because it was multiplying, so that's, of course, that's the mathematics rules. But that understanding that whatever is inside the brackets happens first is important, because probably the mistakes they happened when people did like this. Let's make like this, mistakes. When people they did this, how can I make the, okay, if people didn't realize that was multiplying, that's why a lot of people think it was 19. Yeah, a lot of people put 19 here. I'm wondering how did people get 27, or how did people get 70, or even the other options, 52, 36. Okay, so let's try to figure out why. Yeah, another thing, maybe what you did, you said, okay, 2 plus 10, it's 12. So I'm gonna, so if in your mind you did this count, 2 plus 10 is 12. So then, and then you take the result, and then you multiply for the horses, that is 7. That's gonna give you 84. So that is wrong. But that is wrong because the multiplication should come first always, right? That's basic math. But because I put the bracket, the sum happens first. So I first summed the B6 plus C6, 2 plus 10, and then the result of this was multiplied by the horse, the 7. So yeah, maybe that's why people got some mistakes, or I don't know how did people get the 56 or the others. Maybe it was, I don't know, but yeah, the correct answer is 72. And the reason why I did this challenge was exactly to introduce about the importance of the brackets. So for example, you have a formula. Let me zoom in more. Let's use a very simple formula. Wait, stop. Okay, let's use a very simple formula. I want to sum 24 plus 55. And let's say I want the result of this to be multiplied by 8,752. So should instead of, like, of course this is wrong, 8,752. Oh, I put the wrong thing. So that's multiplying. So this result is wrong because it's actually solving this first and this later. But remember what I said, I really wanted the sum of both of them. So then I put the brackets here. And then let's say I want to make another one, very hard number that I cannot do with my mind. So I want to sum 877 minus 547, and I want all of these to be divided by 54. Wow, 6.1. Okay. Yeah, but as you can see, I put everything on the brackets, because if I remove the brackets, what's gonna happen? The division is gonna happen first. Oh, sorry. So C is a completely different number. It's a completely different number because it first divided 547 for 54, and then later it did the minus thingy. So I don't want that. I wanted the 6.11. And then let's say I want to make an average between these two numbers because I want to know what's exactly in the middle. So that goes another very easy formula and very easy to understand, average. But yeah, as you can see, they don't put any brackets here. But for every formula that you actually use a word, for example, it can be average, can be sum, can be if. I bet you all already seen a formula called if or if error. To start the formula, you open a bracket. And then you say, okay, I want an average between this. And then you put a comma. And this. Then you close the brackets. And there you go, you have an average. Let's make it bold so everybody knows an average. Beautiful, you have an average. So, as you can see, what was important was that whenever we are starting a formula, we have to open and close. And depending on the formula, it depends on multiple things. So I cannot make an average with just one number, I need at least two numbers. So I can use the comma for that, for these two things. And then each formula has different meanings. So for example, I'm just going to use an example. If, open brackets, this cell equals average, comma, then I want you to tell me Kim is a beautiful woman. But let's say if again, and then I open again brackets, this thing equals Kim bitch, then I want it to show no, and then I close. So I close the first bracket. As you can see, it's even selected here, it's closed, but I didn't close this one yet, so I need to close again. Oh, there's something wrong, I forgot. Amazing. So yes, Kim is a beautiful woman, and then I'm gonna say no, Kim is a bitch. No, Kim bitch. No. So as you can see, the formula is working, and I had to use multiple commas and multiple brackets. And what's important is that you understand what. So basically, like if this shows in this cell, that means I want this to show in this cell that I'm putting the formula here. So I'm adding in the formula F20. I'm even gonna make this cell very big. Centralize, make the font bigger. The formula I'm editing is the F12. So whatever formula I put here, the result is gonna come on F12. So it says if F16, oh, not F12, F20, sorry. So if F16 says exactly this test, I want the F20 to show exactly this test. But I need a comma, right? If I don't do the comma, there's gonna be an error. Oh my god. Yeah, if I don't put the comma, there's gonna be an error. If I don't do the comma again, there's gonna be an error. If I don't close, it's gonna be an error. So that's the importance of us understanding. Brackets open, they should always open, they should always close. The comma, whatever comma you put, it's gonna divide something. So let's say if you want to say like, oh, how much is 12 divided, no, 10 divided by 3. So let me write. How much is 10 divided by 3? This is a very simple count, so I can make with my mind. So it's 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So did you see? Oh, did you see what happened here? Like, I added a comma, but that's for Excel. The commas, it doesn't mean the same thing that we use on the paper. So if you want to make like decimal numbers, you have to put 3.33333. So if you want to use a specific number, which is a broken number like this, as you can see, you always use the dots, because the commas, they mean different things. If you come to a formula and you try to say 3,3333 plus 5, it's gonna be an error, because it shouldn't be like that. The comma divides. So whatever formula you're doing, the comma is gonna divide. So use the dot if you need broken numbers. See, I use the dot here, and then yeah, I can see the broken numbers. Okay, it's, oh my god, it's 8:30. I think I need to finish this, right? So I will right now introduce you to a few formulas and introduce you to the homework. uh, which I don't need to go through the basic formulas. I'm just gonna go through the formulas I didn't explain yet. And I'm gonna do that by using some of the examples here in the spreadsheet. So for example, if error. So what does this formula mean? I guess everybody already faced some situation that you were like, okay, approved versus applicants, and you want to know the conversion, right? Let's make this pretty. And then this is your team. Let's make this pretty again. So let's say your team is just starting the semester, so you have 10 applicants and you have 0 approvals. And then you're gonna make a conversion formula. Okay, I need to divide approvals for applicants. No, sorry. Applicants for, oh, wait, I'm breaking everything. Applicants for approvals. That's gonna show this beautiful thing, divided by error. Why I cannot divide it by error, by 0. So this always happens whenever you try to divide by 0. And whenever you have a lot of data, sometimes you cannot control whether there are going to be zeros, when there are going to be tens. Right? So sometimes your spreadsheet is gonna look like this, very ugly. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it's gonna be good, sometimes it's gonna be bad. So how you can fix it? You can use the if error formula. So how do I fix this? Let's start from the beginning. Delete everything. So I'm gonna start my formula equal if error, open brackets, and then okay, applied divided by approved. So basically you are still doing the same thing you wanted to do, because here this is like a second formula inside the if error formula, right? The brackets means that this is gonna be solved first. But then what I'm going to do, I'm gonna add a comma and I'm gonna say null, and then I'm gonna close. What happened? Oh my god, why does it show null? Oh my god, why does this shows 2? Why does this shows 10? Why does it shows null? Because the if error, if any mistake, if any red pop-up happens inside your formula, it's gonna show the thing you put out after the bracket. So you can put whatever you want here. Some people, they just do like this, they put 0, then it shows 0, and then again everything's gonna show 0. Some people, they put a dash here. The important thing to know is that whenever you want to put a text, you have to put the text between these things here, because otherwise, imagine if I don't put a text, if I don't put this 2 little beautiful things here, this is gonna be a minus sign. So this is gonna act like a formula, but I want it to be like a text. So I'm gonna make it like this, and then yes, now it shows a dash. So that's the kind of formula you want to do to fix all the problems, especially with conversion rates, especially with growth, especially with with GVA, with everything. Everything can be solved with if error. Even if you, I don't know, any error can be solved with this. So that's a basic thing. Average, I already explained about average. And the final thing I wanted to show you before we close the meeting, the workshop, is about count A and count if. So here I'm talking about the formulas. Count A, open brackets. This is the formula I'm talking about. But I want to show you this with some examples about this tool here that we were using all the time. Okay. So maybe, just maybe, you were wondering how did I, like, let's start with this. How do I know how many people signed up? So if you see here the formula, it says that I'm taking data from this sheet. So let's find out where is the data from. So here, sign up underline email. So what did I do here? Here I added all the sign up emails. So these are all the sign up emails of everyone that signed up. Yeah. And then what I did, I put the formula count A, and I put from A1 to A infinite. So the two dots, it means like from some place to the other place. So of course here I could put, for example, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. So I can do this, but remember I'm a procrastinator, so I'm gonna save time. So instead of putting a lot of commas, I'm just gonna, so that you can zoom in, I'm just gonna put two dots, just say two dots. And then it's gonna sum everything since A1 until the end of A. So no matter what's the size of A, the column A is gonna sum everything. And the count A basically counts how many. That's the formula for how many. And so basically it's saying there are 247 emails here. But then how do I then know how many people signed up? Or even a better question, how do I know who is team cats and who is team dogs? So that's the count if. So the count if counts something specific. So again, let's go to the check-in. Oh yeah, I did a magic thing. Where is it? Zoom out, zoom out. So what is it? I lost my number. Check in D to D. What? Ah, okay. I'm lost. Here there's a check-in tab. That's why I'm confused. These two tabs have very similar names. So basically, here is the answers for all your check-in questions. And here there is like dog, bunny, cat. Then I just created a formula here like count if all the things in the column D is cat. So this is the column D, as you can see. So I counted how many times did it show cat, and that's it. And that's it. That's how I know that's 42. And the same with dogs, the same with horses, and the same with bunnies. So how can you actually implement this kind of formulas? This is very useful, especially for like task spreadsheets. So let's say you have a spreadsheet. Let's go back to our free workspace. So let's say you have a spreadsheet like this, like task. I want the same formatting here, here, here. So let's say you have a spreadsheet like this. This is the member. This is the status of the task. Done, not done. Call someone, fill in something. So these are the tasks. This is for Kim. This is for Artie. Yeah, probably a lot of people have something like that. Probably you guys have a lot of members and have a lot of things. But let's say like after the entire month you want to see, okay, how many tasks were actually done by people. So that's the moment you can see how many tasks were done in total. So count if, then I'm gonna select all of this thing. See, I selected everything. I'm gonna put a comma, then I'm gonna say done. See that I need to put between this bracket kind of thing. Oh, wait, sorry. So yeah, I had to put thing and I had to close the brackets, and that's it. I know how many tasks were done. Now let's say I want to do the same with tasks not done. So count if, the same thing. Let's select everything. Yep. Comma, not done, close. Then I know exactly. Yeah, let's change something here. Okay, so I have 7 tasks done, 7 tasks not done. And let's say I want to know how much is the total tasks I gave. I can use count A. I'm gonna select everything again, and I'm just gonna press enter. And I know I had 15 tasks, 16 tasks. So these are very useful forms for that. But what is important for you to do? Imagine if your members they do like this. Done, done, I'm done. This is done. I didn't do. So if the members decide to fill in the spreadsheet like this, it's gonna be chaos. This is gonna be wrong. So see, it still tells me that I have 16 tasks, but it only tells me that I have what? 4 tasks not done, and 4 tasks done and 7 tasks not done. So again, we come back to the strengths of the spreadsheet. Like, the strengths of the spreadsheet is like columns and lines, and the column and line creates a cell, and the cell you can fill in with data. When we're talking about numbers, it's easy because we're just gonna add numbers, and I don't think somebody type numbers like this. I think it's 5, 4. So let's say whenever we take data from expo, it's not like this, right? The expo just show the numbers, but to make a customized thing, and if you want to actually measure like words and use it for your tasks, you really need to make standardized things. So you need to make sure everybody's filling in the same thing. And in the next classes, I'm gonna teach you some tips and tricks about how to do that. And also, we're gonna go a bit deeper in terms of formulas and a bit deeper in terms of like pretty much next class is going to be mostly just about formulas, because I know that many of the things I mentioned here, they are very basic, but I also know that some people need to understand the basic before you try to learn something that is more advanced. So for presentation wise, that's it. the the homework, you can read it here later. It's very simple. I just want you to implement the count if and count a in any of your tools. So you can implement however you want, or if you don't like it, you can just like um, create a new spreadsheet. So if you don't have a spreadsheet right now, you can create a new one, and then you can implement it. And I'm gonna send you instructions on the email how you can send me the homework. And I don't know, just try, just have some fun. So you had a lot of learnings today. You can go back here to the output, you can see a lot of the formulas, and then yes, just try, just make a super cool tool and send it to me. I'll give you feedbacks, or if you have questions, I'll fix it for you. There's someone ordered food and the guy's calling me, but I cannot open right now, sorry. And okay, just a minute. Can you call? Can you call the person? Okay, I think someone's coming down. Cool. So yeah, that's the homework. Like, I just want you to find a way to use these two formulas, probably in spreadsheets that you already have. And I want you to share with me so that I can give some feedbacks, and just if you have any question. But I want to know the questions. So does anybody have any question after this long explanation? I was talking for a long time. I tried to explain the most simple way possible, but sometimes it's a bit difficult, I know. So if you have any questions, just type your questions here. Send your questions. Where is it? Send your questions. There's a lot of comments. Kim, beautiful woman, yes. Kim has left the live stream. And now I know how to use this formula. Nice way of tracking online tool. Okay. So if you have any questions, you can send now. Or yeah. Or if you don't have any questions, also fine. And Kim, I think you can come to the to the Hangouts again, so that you can give your notice. Wow, thank you, Artie. Thank you too for coming. Wait, don't leave yet. I still have a feedback form. So I am still waiting for the questions. Don't leave. I hope no one left. Okay, no one left. Cool, cool, cool. Somebody have any question? Kim, I think you can come here to the Hangouts and then you can remember them about the form, the sensing survey. Meanwhile, type your questions, people. I know that some of my explanations, they were not the most clear possible. So the call to actions after this, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna send you a follow-up email to summarize the output with the recording, with the spreadsheet link, all the links possible, also with some tips, and also with the instructions how you can send the homework. And there will be one more thing in that email. I will ask your availability for the consultancy space. So in that, I will ask like, when are you available for the consultancy space?
We have one question.
Yeah. Okay, let me just
So
finish
how to
explaining
make-
this. Wait, just wait a minute, Kim. So in the email, I'm gonna send you
Okay.
the booking, like kind of like want to know when are you free for the consultancy space. So let's say if there's someone who couldn't watch everything, if there's someone who's watching the recording right now, and you want to meet me, you want to ask something, you want to go to a Hangouts call, and you want to understand better something, I will book another space where I will not present anything. We will just interact, and then you guys can share, you guys can ask, and or you can ask me to share something specifically. Just if you want as well, you don't need to come to the consultancy space. And also, I will also confirm the dates for the next advanced version of the thing. So this time I just covered mostly of the basics, but the advanced one is gonna be super cool. So yeah, how to make the cell name done, not done, for people to tick and not fill. I'm going to teach this in the last class, so I don't want to confuse you right now. But if you really need this like now, you can text me after and then I can teach you. But for everyone, don't worry. I'm gonna teach you exactly that in the formatting part. So here on the next week, I will talk specifically about data validation. And data validation is exactly that, how to make this cool stuff. I think it's okay, Kim. There's not many questions about graphs. So about graphs, I'm also gonna talk in the last meeting. So if you really need something urgent, you can text me and I can talk to you. But I use non-Isaac. Oh, okay. Yes, I can do that. Perfect. Sorry for that. So yes, I will teach you about the graphs also in the last class when I'm gonna talk about formatting. Because yeah, I don't want to mix the things right now because the explanation is very long and it's very different from everything I was explaining here. So how can I show the value in the cell but I don't merge cell or resize it? How can I show all the value in a cell? So you can resize it. So let me show you the example why you shouldn't merge. So it's not that you shouldn't merge, it's just that I don't recommend you to merge. Because let's say I'm gonna merge this, and I'm gonna merge this, and I'm gonna merge this. So these three things, you can see they are merged. And then I'm gonna put 10 here, 20 here, 30 here. And then here, I want to make a formula. I want to make this plus this. Oh, sorry. This plus this. And then like I kind of want to copy it, but it's like it's not gonna be because what happens when you merge is that it considers that the identity of the cell is just the first column and the first line. So here, as you can see, it's line 36, 37. but it only counts as if it was 36. So yeah, here, see, it's K36 plus K38. So then you kind of ignored the K37, but the K37 is still there, and depending on how you use it, that's gonna affect you. That's gonna affect, for example, if you want to like duplicate your spreadsheets like this, like something's gonna go wrong. That's why you shouldn't merge the cells, but you can resize it. Resize it is no problem. So like here, I did resizing all the time, so I can resize this. I can resize this. There's absolutely no problem in resizing. So resizing is good. The only thing you have to take care and pay attention is not to happen like this bad example. So I resized, like, because there was a lot of text here, so I resized here, and then this looks very ugly because it's just one number, but there's a huge space for this number. Look, the numbers are so alone there. It's so big for just a small number. But then if you see here in the good example, because I didn't mix the columns and the rows, I managed to keep everything very tiny and with the proper size. And here as well, everything with the proper size. I can make even bigger. The point is just not to mix, you know, like not to put a feedback form in the same column as a number, because that's what's gonna fuck up. But of course you can resize it, it's no problem. Okay, if your question is not clear, you can fill in the form again. And you can say, hey, it's not clear, that's not what I asked. So where can I find the guideline for some specific problems I struggle with Excel when I can't remember what? Oh, it's very simple. That is a website, www.google.com. So that's what I do, guys. Whenever I find a problem, if I want to know Excel formula to count days, let's say I didn't teach you guys this today, to count characters in a cell. So I come here, I just type on Google, and I find something like this. Apparently it's like len. I don't even read. Remember, we are all procrastinators, so we're not gonna waste our time reading everything. So we're just gonna look very fast, and then we're gonna see, okay, len. I'm gonna copy. Let me go back to my spreadsheet. I want to count. So len, how many characters are there here? Wow, 152. So this last question have 152 characters. So yeah, that's what I do. So I just Google it, I find it, and as you can see, the way I Google it, I just type very simple words, like I just try to describe what I want to do, and I always find some kind of explanation. Just make sure to always write Excel or Google spreadsheets. Yeah, you will always find something. And yeah, where can I find guideline? Okay, should I find online course to learn spreadsheet or just learn by doing? I suggest you to first learn by doing, because for sure, like maybe this workshop was not so useful for all of you, and that's because like maybe you already knew the basics, but at the same time, for some of you, you didn't know, and even when you see and when you listen to my explanation, maybe you still don't know exactly how to do it, and that's the moment that you should go and then you should try it yourself, you know. And honestly, you can learn by doing. So Excel, like you're gonna start the first thing I explained here in the Excel fundamentals. So like first thing, plan your spreadsheet. So you're writing down your notebook, like this is what I want for my spreadsheet to do. So let's say you wrote down, I want my spreadsheet to count the contribution of results from the specific university. So you're gonna come here and say Excel contribution formula, something like that, and you are going to find something, you know. Sometimes it's gonna be like some financial formulas, but you don't need to use it with finance. Sometimes it's gonna be different. And anyway, like as long as you plan, you can learn by yourself by searching on Google. Yeah, yeah, but actually, like I think it also depends on how you are as a person, because sometimes you can just also come to YouTube and okay, I'm gonna come here to YouTube and I'm gonna say like how to do Excel. And you're gonna find like trainers, Excel to beginners. So if you're more a watching kind of person, maybe you will want to watch. Yeah. So maybe you can see what's best for you. I don't suggest you to just watch. I suggest you to also implement and act a lot. I want to ask, how do you organize data in wise way? Then I look at your loads and I don't know how to organize. So I respect the columns and I respect the rows. And basically I take a decision. Right now I'm answering this question because you lost. So I basically take a decision. So for example, let's go to the VX tracker. So I don't know how many of you have noticed, but the monthly tab, for example, yeah, monthly. So all the else's, they are in alphabetical order, right? And everywhere where it has LC names, I think except the part for rankings, but everything else where there are LC names, they are in the exact same order. And why? And also they are not in a line, they are in a column. So they are all part of the same column, but they are all part of different lines. And why is that? The reason is because my raw data, that's the order that my raw data has. So the data, this data I take from expa, and the expa brings the data here, and that's how it shows. You know, it shows a lot of weird numbers and everything all mixed together. It's just data, 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 but it shows in the same order. And what does it mean to put it in the same column and in the same order? That means that I can just copy and paste a lot of things. So for example here, uh, where achieved, no, where is it? Achieved, applicants achieved. So this one is taking data from S1 core monthly. So that's fine. S1 core monthly. Yes, core monthly. So E5. So the applicants of IG Canto for IGV is on E5 of this sheet. E5. See, it's here. It's exactly here. So, and then what do? So I figured out this here. So I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna type this. Applicants is on E5. Then I'm gonna copy and I'm gonna paste it. Paste, 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 paste. See, in 1 second I fixed a lot of formulas at the same time. And that's the reason. The only reason why I can do that is because I'm following the columns. So wherever I have a column here, this is a column of, like, let's say information, like, because this is there is some ratings, dropping, achieving, GVA and stuff. And I follow the same logic of columns and lines here in my monthly tab. So that's extremely important for you to organize the data, because let me show you something for you. I don't know if you ever asked yourself how did we generate this type of graph. So this February rhythm, it actually comes from a tab called rhythm, which is hidden. So here, as you can see, you know, it's a data tab when everything is very ugly. So that's when you know it's a data, because no one needs to see that. People need to see the information that comes after that. But as you can see, look at how many columns I have. So I have A B C D D, A B C D E F G H until Z, and then I have like A B A C. So I have a lot of columns here, and the only reason, like, literally, like, this is 1,200 columns, and the only reason I can edit without having to open each single one of these things is because I copy and paste. So as you can see, there are some formulas here and there, and the reason why I can keep a tool updated in 5 minutes, a tool that have 1,200 lines, is because I can copy and paste. And if I don't, and how to be able to copy and paste, making sure you follow a logic in terms of columns and lines. So this raw data here, as you can see, this is like a mirror. So everything that you see here is exactly what you see for the actual rhythm. So it's very similar. You can see it's very similar, it's just less pretty. But for example, it has this achieved and goal, here achieved and goal, Isaac in Vietnam, Isaac in Vietnam, and surprise, surprise, if you see behind the graph, there is some numbers, which are the same numbers that are here. So the reason why I put my raw data sheet and the information data exactly aligned, there was, of course, it took me some hard work to create it, but after I create it, I can just select everything, copy and paste all the formulas, and in 1 second, I added formulas to 1,200 columns. So yeah, this is some tips about how to organize the data. Just respect the columns, respect the lines, and try to follow the same. You can try to do it in the homework. If it's still not clear in the homework, you can we can talk later in a consultancy space, or you can text me later. How can I count responses to be collected in a specific date and a specific month? Excellent question. We can do that, yes, but that's gonna be in the uh, advanced formulas. So there is a beautiful formula that you match two types of informations, and then you can take a third information. That third information is only gonna come if the two types of informations before are exactly the same. That's a bit complex, and that's combining formulas. So that's gonna be in the next class. So if it's really urgent, you can text me. I can teach you in private. But of course, I think it's better if we can wait until the next class. Then everybody can understand. Can I try to get an MOS certificate? Do you mean a certificate for the Excel training? uh, I can write something and sign, but I don't think it's gonna have any value because I'm not graduated in any Excel or any computing things or whatever. I'm not sure if I get your question, MOS certificate. So if you want, you can type again your question. Okay, I already answered these things. So, so the things I'm putting in red, no, in yellow, I'm gonna answer next week, okay? Because that's the topics for the next week, and I don't want to spend like 1 hour more here explaining this very detailed stuff. Yeah. Okay. What is the link for the data update on Expo? That's gonna be next week as well, but I can give you a spoiler if you want. So it's very easy to know. So right now what is it? This. So let me show you how it works. If you want to get data from Expo, all you need to do is use this. So of course you just need to add equal here. But whenever you click like import HTML and then you put this link, you're gonna take the data directly from core, and it's gonna keep updating. And if you see, this is the LC year, so this is gonna count since February. So yeah, you can explore this. I can add this in the homework if you want to challenge yourself and try to use it. But if not, if you didn't understand also, don't worry, because next week we are going to talk specifically about this advanced and these Isaac formulas, which you'll see how they're very easy. I just call them advanced so that I can split the classes and stuff. Okay. How to add a pie chart? So this I'm also going to answer next week. So the reason why I'm not answering now, it's because these things will take some time to explain. And I know I've been here already for 2 hours, and I guess you guys weren't expecting to take that long. Even I was not expecting to take that long. So I'm gonna make sure to plan better next time. But now, just to close, since I don't see any questions here, I will send you the feedback form, and that's something I really want you to fill in so that I can improve for the next one. And also, please keep your eyes on the email, because I will send you there when can we jump to the advanced things, which everybody wants. Everybody wants to know how to make this, and how to change it and change it and change it and change it again. So for sure, I think everybody's very excited with that. But to be honest, I couldn't explain though. I couldn't explain these things if I didn't cover the basics. Like because these things, like they are easy. They're very easy. Like for sure, the measure of success after you finish the next master class, you're gonna be able to do this very easily. It's gonna be super easy for you. But if I don't cover some basics, it's gonna be difficult for you to understand if I just simply try to explain. So yeah, that's it. I'm sending you the feedback form, and Kim wants to talk to you as well. Oh my god, I'm so sweaty.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Hope that you enjoy the section of RT, and I think that you need to spend time and waiting for the last episode, the true episode of RT, and it's like more expected, more wonderful, I think. And because today is like the deadline for marketing sensing survey, so help me to fill in, especially for team leader, team member, and newbie, because this marketing summit, also marketing masterclass, is designed for you guys. The more response I receive, the more insightful input I can take it and create more how to say insightful section for you guys. So help me to put your input in the sensing survey tonight, and tomorrow I will work on it and waiting for the marketing section next week. Yay!
Yay! So guys,
Oh, okay, I'm done.
am I muted? Oh, sorry, I was muted. Uh, okay, thank you, Kim. So yes, guys, check the sensing survey for marketing. It's very important. We want to make some content similar to this, specifically about marketing skills and marketing stuff. So fill in the form about sensing, but also fill in the form that I'm gonna send you now. I'm gonna send here. Masterclass feedback. I'm gonna add here as well. Where is it? I'm lost. Feedback form. Yes, so please fill in the feedback form. And thank you so much for your time, for your patience with our technical issues. This was the first time I was doing a YouTube live, so I'm sorry for the little bit mess. And I'm sorry also if I couldn't be very objective. So please fill in the feedback form so that I can improve for the next time and I can know exactly how I can make it more effective next time. But thank you so much. The live ends here. And I'll catch you guys up later. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank Okay. And string. Yes.